Raju Law is one of the top immigration law firms in the USA. 100 officers, including law clerks and case managers, work in different departments under the supervision of attorney Raju Mahajan and other associate attorneys in the United States. The success rate of Raju Law is over 99% in fulfilling the dream of people from other parts of the world. Family-based, employment-based, asylum, and green card-related services are available under one umbrella in Raju Law. In addition, this law firm is one of the best in the United States for obtaining services related to NIW, writ of mandamus, and student visas. The headquarters of Raju Law is in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. We have a branch office in Atlanta, Georgia, to reach the services easily of Raju Law to everyone living in Georgia. Besides, we have a country office in Bangladesh. The contact address and phone number are shown for any immigration-related services. You can also email info@rajulaw.com. Raju Law is your safe address for assistance and advice regarding immigration to America.
Hello everyone, it is my extreme pleasure to welcome you all to the weekly live session hosted by Attorney Raju Mahajan and Associates. I am your host for today, Isabella Rosario, and with me I have Mr. Raju Mahajan, the founder of Attorney Raju Mahajan and Associates. Welcome, Mr. Mahajan.
Thank you very much, Isabella, and thank you everyone who is watching this show at this moment or will watch later in our YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook page.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for giving your time to be here with us today. Today, audience members, we are going to be discussing a very vital issue. Today, we will be discussing the O-1 visa, the visa for individuals with extraordinary ability or achievement. So, Mr. Mahajan, please enlighten us about this topic.
Thank you very much. Can you please show this PowerPoint that I prepared? Yeah, thank you very much. So, thank you, Isabella, and thank you, everybody. So today we will talk about O-1, especially O-1A. So there's two kinds of O-1. There's O-1A and O-1B. Today I'm not going to discuss about O-1B. Probably sometime later I will discuss about that. So O-1A visa is very important for those who did not win H-1B lottery. Many of you already know that recently there was a lottery every year in the month of March. There's a lottery and around 85,000 people get picked up in the lottery. Is very good for them. However, those who did not win H-1B visa and going to lose their status very soon, probably because they are in OPT status or STEM OPT status, but your expiration date is very soon. In that case, you can consider O-1 visa. That's why I'm discussing this thing today. So when you read documents about O-1, it looks like it's very tough to get. You have to prove yourself as an extraordinary person in some field, which is true, but at the same time, it's not very hard to establish that you are a person of extraordinary ability, especially those who have like a good number of research, good number of publication, citation, and professional membership in any professional organization, have a PhD degree or master's degree plus like 2-3 years of experience. It's not very hard to being recognized as a extraordinary ability person. So a lot of people, they send me email and say, hey, am I qualified for O-1 visa? Because it looks like very hard to get it. The answer is no, it's not that hard. It's okay, it's easy. And also another very important issue is O-1A visa is a non-immigrant visa. It's not green card. It will definitely help you green card in the future, but it's not a green card application. So it's a non-immigrant status. Kind of like H-1B, but a little less beneficial to H-1B visa. So before going further detail, I'm going to the next slide. Thank you. So what is an O-1 visa? O-1 is a non-immigrant status in which the beneficiary can live and work in the United States on basis of his or her extraordinary ability in science or education or business or athletics or art. So these are the that's why I underlined it: science, education, business, athletics, or art. These are the field. And science and education and business, these are the mostly common field for EB-1A, those who are seeking a job under O-1 visa. So a lot of people also ask me question, what is the difference between O-1A and EB-1A? So EB-1A is a green card application and O-1A is a non-immigrant visa, even though both of them are for extraordinary ability persons. So that's why if you are recognized as an extraordinary ability person, and if you get O-1A status, it's easy to apply for EB-1 later. That's why you can consider this way, like O-1A is the first step toward getting a EB-1A, and it will definitely help you in your EB-1 application. Next slide, please. All right, so there are many requirements, and these are the part where people, when they read it, they say, oh my God, it's too tough to being recognized as a O-1A, which is not true. You can easily get it. We can help you. So the primary requirement is that the applicant must have a valid job offer related to his/her field of expertise. This is another difference between O-1A and EB-1A, because for EB-1A, you do not need a job offer, but for O-1A, you must have a job offer. And technically, your employer is going to be our client, not you. You will be the beneficiary. So you must have a job, and your employer will be our client. They will actually submit the application on your behalf. So the second part is to prove your extraordinary ability. You can demonstrate your extraordinary ability by taking into consideration the following options. So these are the options. It's not like a mandatory for all of this to be proved. The first one is, excuse me, received a once-in-a-lifetime award, such as Pulitzer Prize or Olympic medal or Nobel Prize kind of things. These are like extreme example. Those who get this award, they will easily get EB-1A. So if you get it, great, you'll easily get O-1A too. But if you don't get those, that's okay, because most of the people, they will not get those kind of like a high prestigious awards. Then received any prize for your excellence in any of those fields. So this is one of the mostly common used awards. So let's say you got like a best student award or best worker award, best something award from your university, from your organization or some professional organization. That will help you to get O-1A. Another thing is published article or work for your specific field in particularly high ranked journals. So this is a very common thing for O-1A applicants. Most of them, they have a PhD degree, they have a lot of publication citation, especially in like a high ranked journal. Those will definitely help you. Then contribution to original research in any of those mentioned fields. So the published journal and original contribution, those are very similar things. Those who have original contribution, they have publication. At the same time, those who have publication, they have original contribution. So it's kind of like both of them are very same kind of things. The next one is the beneficiary is a member of a highly distinguished association or organization that requires its members to have high professional achievement. That's the thing I told before. So let's say you are a member of IEEE or American Chemical Association or American Physics Association kind of organization. Those are like very highly reputed, highly recognized professional organization. If you're a member, you can definitely qualify for that. At the same time, try your best not to be just a paid member. Try your best to be more involved. Like, try to be like, let's say, vice president of your state or vice president of your university chapter or something like that. Try your best to be more involved. Let's say you are co-chair of a seminar or something. The more you will be involved, the better for your application kind of things. The next one is have judged the contribution of others in related fields. So this is another very easy to get kind of criteria, because let's say if you are a supervisor of 10 people, that means you're constantly judging the work of those 10 people. So you can easily qualify for that. Another thing is, let's say your office send you to another branch to, let's say investigate a matter or see how they're doing. That's also will qualify as like you judge the contribution of others in the related field. So it's not like you have to be in a jury board of like a very prestigious kind of committee. It's not. Just you judge the work of others. It's easy to get this one. The last one is have been paid a high salary or other remuneration for his or her skills and contribution. So this one is a little tricky, because high salary is like in a very vague term. It depends on, like, if you're in San Francisco Bay Area, high salary will be better, different than if you are in like in a rural Alabama or Mississippi. So compared to your location, your position, your industry, you have to have high salary, and we can play with that. We can work with that. So don't worry about that part. If you just receive like a high salary, just let us know. We can help you. So the beneficiary has to meet at least 3 of these criteria. All these criteria I just mentioned. If you meet 3, then you qualify for EB1A, sorry, O-1A, and you can definitely, apply. Next slide, please. Okay, major parts of O-1A processing. So there are three parts, basically two parts for those who live in America, but third part is for the people who are living in a foreign country, like Bangladesh or other country. So the first one is job offer. You must have a job offer. And as I said, your company must apply for you. Your company is the one who is the applicant, not you. You are the beneficiary. So you have to have a valid job offer, and the company is applying for it. So this is the step number one. The next slide, please. Step two is submitting the petition. So this is like the most important part. So the employer will file a form I-129. So employer file means like we will help the employer to file. We'll fill up the form, we'll do everything. We'll send the PDF copy to the employer's designated person. They will just sign and put the date and send it back to us. So, but officially the employer will file a form I-129 to USCIS together with all the proof of the extraordinary ability of the beneficiary and other required documents. So there's a lot of required documents, and if you can get like recommendation letters, that's really good. And if you have like your transcript, your diploma, your evidence of all the success you did in your previous life related to this position, that will definitely help. The petition must reach the USCIS at least 45 days before the start of the employment. That's very tricky. A lot of people, they forget about this 45 days and they come to us and say, hey, we have like a 15 days. Can I do that? The answer is no, because the application must reach the USCIS at least 45 days before the start of the employment. And there's a filing fee of $460. Of course, almost every application has a filing fee. Next slide, please. All right, so those who are living in America, those two steps are all. So if you have a valid job offer, if your employer submits I-129, and if it get approved, you're good. You can start working with the company. However, if you are living in a foreign country like Bangladesh, then you have to apply for DS-160 in your local US embassy. So, and sometimes this step takes a lot of time because embassies are always busy with many things. So even though if you have like a approved I-129, you cannot start working in that company because you're not in America. A lot of time, if the company allows, you can work as a remote worker. But if you wanna be in person, you have to go through this. So DS-160 has to be filled by the beneficiary on basis of approved I-129. So this is good thing. I-129 is going to filled and submit by the employer, but DS-160 is going to be filled by the beneficiary, not the employer. So you have to submit, fill up and submit DS-160. After submitting, the applicant will receive a confirmation page and code, which should be kept safe. Yeah, a lot of people lose it. The DS-160 application fee for the O-1 visa is $190. Again, this fee is subject to change. A lot of time USCIS or embassy, they update their features. So please pay attention to the latest fee amount. Don't just submit 190 even if it's changed. Please pay attention to that. The applicant will schedule an interview at the embassy, of course, and then after interview, if you get it approved, get a visa stamp, then you'll come to America to work. So this third step is for the people who are living in a foreign country. Next slide, please. Processing time. So the I-129 can take anywhere between 2 to 3 months, depending on the many factors. It's very hard to predict how long it will take. However, there is a premium processing option. If you pay additional $2,500, you can apply for premium processing, and it will take around 15 days to get it approved. Because this is a non-immigrant visa, USCIS is very, very fast in processing this, because when it comes to a question about green card, they are very careful about many things, but for non-immigrant visa, their process is very fast. So 15 days is enough for premium processing. Next slide, please. Validity of O-1 visa. That's another very good question. A lot of time people ask me this question. So initially the US Embassy or the approved I-129 will be for 3 years. After 3 years, you have to apply for a renewal by submitting a new I-129 form, and every year you can renew it by submitting a new I-129 form. So every time you have to you're going to renew it, you have to submit a new I-129 form. This is very tricky. You must remember it. Also, you can transfer from one company to another company. Anytime you transfer your O-1 visa from one company to another company, you have to submit a new form I-129. And so initially you will get a visa for 3 years, and after 3 years you will get it 1 year incremental basis, meaning every year you have to apply for renewal. That's like another pain for O1 compared to H1B, because H1B will give you 6 years and O1 will give you 3 years and then 1 year incremental renew. Next slide, please. All right, obtaining a green card with an O1 visa. So as I said, O1 visa is for extraordinary ability person. Similarly, EB1A is also for extraordinary person. Once you are recognized as an extraordinary person for O1, it's easy to be recognized as a extraordinary person for EB1. Eventually, that will help you getting green card. However, O1 is not a green card application, but it will really help you to get EB1A. So this can be considered as a first step toward getting green cards. Next slide, please. All right, bringing dependents with an O1 visa. If you are a foreign country, or if you're living in America, if you have an approved O1 visa, your dependents can come with a O3 visa. Dependents means your spouse and any children under the age of 21, they can get O3 visa. However, you have to apply separately for O3 visa. O1 visa approval will not automatically come with approved O3. You have to submit a form for O3 visa. Next slide, please. Oh, I think that's the last slide. So that was my presentation about O1A visa. If you have any question about this, I'm happy to answer now or in future. And hopefully, those who did not win H1B lottery in this season, if you are OPT or STEM OPT is going to expire very soon, please consider O1 visa. It's a very effective tool. It's a very easy to get visa application.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for that extensive presentation within a very short amount of time. I think you have covered a lot of ground on what O1 visa is. There are some frequently asked questions about O1 visa that I just want your opinion on as well. So one of the questions are, compared to H1B, what are the benefits of O1, if you would please?
Yeah, so H1B and O1 both are non-immigrant visa. Both of them will let you work in America, but of course H1B is better than O1, because H1B will give you visa for 6 years, and your spouse will get work authorization if you have an approved I-140, but O1 will not give all these extra benefits. So compared to H1B, O1 is not as good, but it's better than nothing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan. So far, we do not have any questions from our viewers. I think the presentation itself was very clear. Thank you so much, audience members. Mr. Mahajan, if you have any closing statements.
Yeah, so I would like to tell a few changes in immigration recently. I want to talk about two things. Recently, a lot of people, they're talking about working under B1, B2 visa. So this is a totally misunderstanding. B1, B2 visa will not let you work in America in any condition. So the misconception arose from a tweet from USCIS. Recently, USCIS tweeted that those who are in B1, B2 visa, they can look for jobs and they can take the interviews. Remember, they can look for jobs while under B1, B2 visa, and they can take the interviews. However, they cannot start working under B1, B2 visa. And this is not a change in B1, B2 visa status. This is a previous conditions. USCIS just made it clear with a tweet. So nothing changed under B1, B2 visa, nothing new. A lot of people, they're talking about this, a lot of media, they're talking about this, but those are not true. It was this benefits under B1, B2 visa was before the tweet, and it is still after the tweet. So the tweet just made it a little clear. Just remember one thing, under B1, B2 visa, you can look for job, you can participate in the interview, but you cannot start job. To start job, you must transfer your B1, B2 to either H1B or O1 or many other categories, but you have to transfer your visa category. This is number one. Number two, USCIS recently changed 60 days rule to submit a vaccination report for your green card application. Previously, the rule was you have to submit the vaccination record, the medical report, within 60 days of signature of the doctor. But because of the COVID, there are some flexibilities, and recently they canceled the flexibilities, but that 60 days rule is also gone. That means you can take medical test anytime, and you can submit it to USCIS anytime. There is no time frame to submit your medical report. It doesn't mean that you will wait forever, I always encourage my clients and others to submit the medical report when you submit your I-485 form, submit your green card application. But in case if you cannot do it for some reason, you can always submit it later, and there is no timeline. So those are the two latest updates about USCIS and immigration policy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mahajan, for that critical piece of information. While you were speaking, a question has popped up. Ms. Afsana Zarin asks, if my I-290B application gets rejected, can I apply for asylum?
You can apply for asylum anytime. So the rule for applying asylum is you have to submit your asylum application within 1 year of coming to America. If your 1 year has been passed, you have to show a reason why you did not submit it within 1 year. I assume your 1 year has been passed, which is okay. You can always come up with some reason why you could not apply. But short answer to your question, yes, you can apply for asylum anytime while you are in America.
I hope that answers your queries, Ms. Jarin. So far, we do not have any more queries, audience members. We will be back again with this informative and productive live session next Sunday as well at the same time. Please look forward to it. Thank you, Mr. Mahajan, for your time, and thank you, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.
Raju Law is one of the top immigration law firms in the USA. 100 officers, including law clerks and case managers, work in different departments under the supervision of attorney Raju Mahajan and other associate attorneys in the United States. The success rate of Raju Law is over 99% in fulfilling the dream of people from other parts of the world. Family-based, employment-based, asylum, and green card-related services are available under one umbrella in Raju Law. In addition, this law firm is one of the best in the United States for obtaining services related to NIW, writ of mandamus, and student visas. The headquarters of Raju Law is in Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. We have a branch office in Atlanta, Georgia, to reach the services easily of Raju Law to everyone living in Georgia. Besides, we have a country office in Bangladesh. The contact address and phone number are shown for any immigration-related services. You can also email info@rajulaw.com. Raju Law is your safe address for assistance and advice regarding immigration to America.